I didn't get the song yesterday. KK's song yesterday.
Is poured in a pie shell. So in the freezer here, I have an all butter pie crust in a 9-inch deep dish pie tin. It's a metal tin. I'm hoping that it's the right size. It's kind of an average size. The oven is preheated to 350 degrees, but there's no mention of how long it's supposed to bake.
I should have blended it. I should have put that
It
to the
says to
sieve.
sprinkle the top with coconut. That's not going to happen. Doesn't tell me how long to bake, just to bake it in a moderate oven. So, in the oven, I've got the pizza stone on the bottom. I've got a tray in case it bubbles over. But I find that a metal tray, metal tin for the pie tin, and the pizza stone, I get a really nice baked bottom. Because again, it didn't tell me to par bake it. Par baking really wasn't a thing in this time period.
Another fine morsel there, Glenn.
Hey,
Hey,
Jules.
friends.
So,
Oh, 30 forks. I didn't have to go anywhere.
this is, oh, where did it go? Chocolate, cottage cheese pie. So it's on a page
Okay.
with lemon pie, lemon chiffon pie, orange pie, cottage cheese pie. It has orange in it.
Okay. You're concerned. Clearly you're making... looks very fluffy, though.
Yeah, it's,
Looks very light. It's very orangey. It's a very light pie. It's... I wasn't expecting that texture. And it's very light and
it's a refreshing pie.
fluffy and somewhat still kind of liquidy. Like
That's
it's
a-
not dry or...
That's a summer pie. That's not a fall, winter pie. That's a summer pie. That's really good.
It's always funny when it's so new. It's like, oh, this is so new. It's like nothing I've ever had before.
That's great. And so, you could make it with lemon, I'm sure, instead of the orange. You can make it with lime instead of the orange. Huh.
I see the thinking face. Can you see the thinking face?
That is a really good pie. I'm really liking that pie. Okay,
It's a very good pie.
so while we chow down on this pie,
And then go for a very big walk. It's been a bit of a festive.
don't know the order. We're filming all kinds of things all at once. This is lumberjack beans. That is raisin loaf, raisin bread, brown raisin bread, raisin brown bread, something like that. I just moments ago looked. And these are cookies with carrots, wartime. These are wartime recipes. This is really good. Thanks for stopping by. See you again soon.
We can argue over who gets to have the crust.
Hey everyone, thanks for sticking around to the end. Thanks for watching to the very end of the video, and thanks for watching this next little bit. Once again, in 2025, I am raising money for Hope Air and participating in the Give Hope Wings flight across Canada. that both raises funds for the Hope Air charity, but also raises awareness in the various communities that we stop in, and in the wider community through you, that this service exists and needs to be met. Hope Air is a charity that allows Canadians who need healthcare that is not available in their community to travel to the larger cities in Canada where that need can be met. Canada geographically is a
It's really windy. Fossil so close to somebody's house. No. Candle. I love a good pea coat. Oh, pea coat I had don't fit no more. Oh, I shot it down without even looking. Did it rain yesterday too? did rain. Did I play yesterday? I did. That cleared out a bunch of stuff. Big, tall, terrible giant at the door. Big, tall, terrible lady giant sweeping the floor. She gives you hope and she gives you rest. I like the one you got. Bird. Bug off.
like to introduce, with his speech entitled Looking Ahead by Looking Back, valedictorian Jameson Ma.
Having a bit of trouble with my cap here. Slippery here. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, family, friends.
A melon soda. Yeah. A hop. Yes, you don't buy turnips, of course. こんにちは。こんにちは。こんにちは。
Teachers, administration, students, and most importantly, the graduates of the class of 2015. My name is Jameson Ma, and I'm here to reflect on these past few years, predict our incredible futures, and hopefully reduce many of you to tears. Well, first off, I just want to say that it truly is a huge, huge honor for all you to be sitting here listening to my speech. You know, with kids in this crowd going to Yale or Harvard, okay, or others are already learning programming or trading stocks, right? You probably have some expectations from me coming up here to talk about how many future senators, CEOs, or orthopedic surgeons do we have in the crowd. Well, I'm not going to do that, so don't get your hopes up. You know, we all know we're going to be broke college students up to our necks in debt for the next 4 years, right? Now, as I was pondering what I was going to actually say in this speech, I really just started thinking about what it meant to graduate from Foothill Tech. I was thinking, what did we do for Foothill and the community in our time here? And what did Foothill do for us? Did it mean that as a class, we donated over 30,000 hours of community service to our community, and that we had ranked 77th in the nation, according to Newsweek? Or did it mean that we can now tell the difference between iambic trimeter and iambic pentameter? Or did it signify that we couldn't keep our caps on? Did it signify that podemos hablar en español ahora? Spanish teachers, I did not use Google Translate on that one for once. Well, the truth is, I may not be able to precisely pinpoint what it means to graduate from Foothill Tech, but I know, and we all know, that it truly is something special to be able to call yourself a graduated Foothillian. And so, in tribute to that honor, I've prepared something. And it may not compare to the skill of Dr. Matt and Mr. Matt in the quad a few months ago. And this isn't a Foothill national anthem. And I'm not Prince Yus or Storm, aka Storm. But I'm gonna give it a go anyway. Mr. Bova, hit the beat. Yeah. Still, Foothill. Still, got chill. Here we go. When I say I spit fire, I mean it. I'm a dragon. Studying, it is convenient. Now, don't get me wrong. The dragons got brains, and they're strong. Girls water polo, CIF champs, and they've been here all along. But don't forget about the academics. 914, it's an epidemic, cause we got that plague of dishing out grades. College acceptance, man, we got it made. But looking back, I see much more. I see a storm of ruin, cooking up a roar. And up upon the stage, Eric got their teachers dancing for days. I'll miss you, Foothill, when I'm off upon my own. You were really chill, it was 4 years you were my home. But now it's on to college, like most of us here. To get more knowledge, we're pioneers. But looking ahead, I know we gonna look back in 10 years. Hit me up with a Twitter attack. Cause class of 2015, we stick together. The future may be unclear, but Foothill is forever. congratulations to the class of 2015. Thank you all for your time.
I don't know quite how to follow that.
Got him. Look, it's huge. In time the Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble. They're only made of clay, but our love is here to stay. It's very clear our love is here to stay. Not for a year, forever and a day. In time the Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble. They're only made of clay, but our love is here to stay. I need to make the YouTube app for Switch 2. It's very clear. Our love is here to stay. Not for a year, forever and a day. In time the whole.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be trying to use our Ninja Slushie to make slushies with no sugar. That's something that Ninja says you can't do, but we're going to try some different methods to debunk that right now. So you ready? Let's get into this. The Coke Zero slushies. This xanthan gum goes a really long way, so you don't want to use very much of it. In fact, I'm just going to use about a half a teaspoon in here. So, I'm going to put that right in here, because we're going to mix it up before we put it in. And then with the allulose, we have to be careful about how much we use, because if we put too much of this in here, it's going to make this mix really sweet. The good thing is that Coke slushies tend to be a little bit on the sweet side anyway, so we're not looking too bad. But I'm going to be putting 2 tablespoons in here per can of Coke Zero that I'm using. Next I'll add just a little bit of water in here so we can mix this up and turn it into a little bit of a slurry. That way it's going to be easier to get this into the machine. This is actually probably better with a whisk. So we're going to set our machine to slush. I'll probably bring the freeze temperature up 1, and I'm going to pour my first can of Coke right in here. That way it'll be just that little bit easier to get it to go down the drain here. And then we'll just pour in our other can of Coke Zero. And now all we gotta do is wait.
Just wait.
Alright, looks like we have Coke Zero slush. Very cool. You can see it's coming out pretty thick. I could have lowered the freeze level a little bit and it would come out a little bit more smooth, but I kind of like it, this texture, so I'm leaving it. Also, you could probably get away with not using the gum in there as well, but in the case of the Coke, it's very thin liquid, so I wanted to put that in there to give it a little bit of extra thickness. And I'll tell you what, this texture is really nice. If you're looking really close here, you can see all the microscopic air bubbles in here, just like you would normally see in a slushie, all around there. The main thing though is the taste, right? Oh, and that's good. It's very good. However, it might be a tiny bit on the flat side. When you're talking about a Coke slushie, don't expect it to feel really carbonated, because just the fact that it's twirling it around in here for so long is going to take a lot of that out. In fact, you could probably get away with using a little bit more allulose on this if you want to get a little bit sweeter flavor, but for me that's pretty good. If we're taking a closer look at this, you can really see that it's nice and consistent. If I'm pushing this away like this, you're not seeing any pools of Coke forming or anything. This is holding its shape really well. The gum might be contributing to that, I don't know, but you're welcome to try doing this without the gum. It'll still work just using the allulose. It's just that the texture will be a tiny bit different. There's your Coke Zero slushie with no sugar. On to the next one. Alright, next we're going to do something that comparatively is going to be easy. We're going to do some sugar-free frozen lemonade. Okay, so first, we're going to throw in some lemon juice. Just like that. Then we're going to take a larger container here, throw in 1 cup of allulose, and I'm going to add in 24 ounces of water here. You don't have to worry about remembering these measurements. They're going to be down in the description of the video for you anyway. Pour that into the slushy. Ooh, that didn't mix very well. No problem. Just take a tiny bit more water, slush that around in there, and then just pour it. No problem. And for this, we're still going to use the same slush function. We're not going to use frozen juice because technically we're not really doing frozen juice. This is mostly water. So once again, we'll wait and we'll see how this turns out. Hey, by the way, if this is your first time here and you want to learn some cool new recipes, get some great cooking tips and tricks and all sorts of other kitchen related things, then start now by subscribing to the channel and clicking the notification bell so you never miss a thing. Okay, there's our frozen lemonade. You can see that I did crank up the freeze level. It started at 3, but when that got done, it was just way too under frozen. So I cranked it up 2 levels up here to 5, and this is what we got here as a result. Let's go ahead and pour this out so you can see. A little bit different than the other one. I could have frozen this a little bit more if I wanted to, but I wanted to show you what some different textures look like on this, because I know some people like things a lot more frozen like I do, and some people like them a lot more slushy like this. And you can see that that looks really, really great. There's a lot more separation in this, but it's like that on purpose on this one because I did want to show that you can get away with different textures in this machine. The flavor on this is spot on too. Delicious. Tell me down in the comments what kind of texture you like on your slushies. This seems to be the way most people like them to come out. So it looks like frozen sugarless lemonade. No problem. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, next we're going to move on to frozen juice. This isn't going to be totally sugarless, but we're going to use some of this Trop 50. There's a lot of light orange juices on the market like this, and if you look at the nutritional facts, for an 8-ounce glass, this has only got 50 calories in it, and it's only got 10 grams of sugar, which is pretty darn good considering that this is orange juice. As a result, these aren't quite as sweet either, so we can sweeten it up with the allulose, and we'll also be able to make it slush properly too, because without that, the sugar content on it isn't quite high enough. So this one is really going to be pretty easy to do. Shake that up a little bit first, and I'm just going to put 32 ounces in this again. And I'm going to sweeten this up with a half a cup of allulose, give it a mix with our whisk, and we'll pour that into our machine. Close that up, and we're going to select frozen juice. The frozen juice setting puts that freeze level all the way down here at the bottom, but we're going to see what that does and adjust it accordingly. Alright, our frozen orange juice. Hey everybody, welcome back to Danger Sugar-Free Green Apple Slushy Mix and some Jolly Rancher. Now we'll give this a quick. Ooh, that's looking pretty good. Looks like antifreeze, doesn't it? Looks pretty good. Let's taste this. Oh yeah, that's tasty. Well, what do you say we clear this out and we do the other one?
A few moments later.
Okay, so we're ready for the ratios on this one since I just sort of poured it in. So, being said, let's go ahead and pour this one out. Really good. One thing that bothers me about this mix though is that there's no fat, there's no sugar, there's no protein, but it still has 160 calories per serving, and that's only 1.9 ounces of this stuff. So I was going through the ingredient list on this, and it turns out that the first ingredient is something called glycerin. In a nutshell, glycerin is categorized as a sugar alcohol. But if you've eaten a lot of protein bars or a lot of the whey protein mixes, you'll see that those have sugar alcohols in them too, but those don't count for calories. So what I was able to find out about glycerin kind of bugs me a little bit. It's listed as a sugar alcohol, so they don't show it as sugar on the label, but the evidence points to the belief that glycerin is processed by your body the same way sugar is. If that's the case, then it explains why there's so many calories in this. If you'd like a little bit more information about the Ninja Slushie that I used in this video, I do have an Amazon affiliate link to it down in the description of the video, if in fact there is Amazon. Hey everybody, welcome back. Me is going to be easy. I'm going to do the cherry limeade on this. Number one, because this is the popular flavor at the Sonic restaurant. Sweetened with aspartame, so I'm going to make the assumption that it's going to do the same thing in the Ninja Slushie that the other thing did. So, we're going to put in the glycerin right from the start. Hey everybody, welcome back. Ever since the Ninja Slushie came out a couple of months ago, I've been bombarded in the comments by people asking what kind of sweeteners will